ਸੋ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਹਾਰਦਿਕ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਸਕਾਟ ਸਲੇਸਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਜਨਰਲ ਹਨ, ਹੋਰ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਅਹਿਮ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ, ਆਓ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ। As far as trade relations are concerned, how is this consulate sitting in Chandigarh kind of acting as a bridge between Canada and India? And are there enough applications coming forward whereby people want to have better trade between Punjab and Canada?
Sure. I mean, in terms of trade, some of the focuses we have in the north are agriculture, things like grain storage, which is very important. Right now, the rains have arrived in Punjab, and so there's lots of grain that's unfortunately being wasted. And we're working with the authorities to try and get things happening so that some proper storage can be in place so that that's not wasted. There's a number of deals on that. There's a number of deals on dairy. We've done some deals on helping to increase the yield and consistency of the dairy yield in Punjab. There's a very strong interest in food processing. You may know that in September there'll be a forum here in British Columbia and in Saskatchewan. This was organized by the Canada-India Foundation, and it's supported also by the BC government. The Premier of British Columbia issued invitations to the chief ministers of Haryana, Punjab and Himachal last year when she was visiting to attend this forum, and that'll take place in September. Right. And that speaks strongly to the agricultural side of what we could be doing on the trade. And for us in the north, that's a large component. There's also an IT component. There's an energy component because, of course, in Himachal, there's a lot of mountains and a lot of hydro electricity potential.
On a lighter side, being the consul general of a place where always there is a demand for coming over to Canada, and as I said in the beginning also, the Punjabis are very enterprising and everybody wants to come over here. How is it to be the consul general of that particular place?
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's an unusual situation because there are no other diplomatic missions in the city. So I don't have other foreign diplomats I can go to gain some insights or ideas. I have to go out and just talk to people, and I spend a lot of time with people, with local folks at dinners and receptions and in their homes, and people have been very kind to me, very hospitable. But there also has been a very steep learning curve in learning how things are getting done and where the bottlenecks are and how we can work with local people to get things done in a more efficient way. I also deal with issues of Canadians that come there. Mm-hmm. So it's taken time to learn all the various issues that they face. There's a new NRI commission in the Punjab that just started, and they're opening a 24-hour phone line and those kinds of things. And we also do that kind of work. So it's been great. But it was a steep learning curve.
Now, because you have touched this particular issue, and a lot of NRIs, Canadians who have their properties in Punjab or they have some other disputes. So does this consulate also help them when these kind of issues occur, whereby the consulate assists them in making them reach the right persons whereby they can talk to them?
Well, we do a couple of things. One is often these cases end up being very legalistic, and we're not lawyers. I'm certainly not an Indian lawyer, but we have a list of lawyers that we give to Canadians. And in our view, these lawyers are good, and then they can pick one from that list, and then they can carry on with their activity. If in some cases, some people have ended up in other kinds of trouble, and then they become what we would call a consular case. And then, yes, we have certain responsibilities to help them. But let's be very clear, when people are in India, they're under Indian law. Right. And I have, and my staff have no jurisdiction over Indian law. And so, whatever happens, we're there to advise and to assist where we can. But we can't pull any magic wands.
And towards the end, any further plans to further strengthen the relationships between the consulate and the people over there? And what would be your message, especially to the Canadians and especially the Punjabis who are watching this program, and what would you like to tell them?
Well, I would like to tell them that one of the ambitions I have for the next year is to build some bridges in the area of young entrepreneurs. There's some dynamic people in Chandigarh who have set up a very interesting incubator to help grow small and new business ideas, and they've got a particular interest in Canada. So one of my ambitions for the next year is to really make some kind of headway on introducing young entrepreneurs here and in northern India to each other, so that we can create some relationships that'll last 30 or 40 years. And there's a very interesting group in Chandigarh who's promoting these startup companies. And so that's I think that's a major message would be for me would be let's start seeing how we can build some economic bridges. There are real opportunities in Punjab. There's no question. Canada's economy is doing fairly well, and it's a great opportunity now to take these human relations that we have in such abundance and to start turning that into something that we can proudly say is an economic benefit.